2026 New Year's resolution.
So I wasn't ready for that. I thought we were done because I said cut the
Just
intro.
like you guys aren't ready for this new episode.
So yeah, you're not ready for this new episode on 6:30 p.m.
Eastern Standard
Time. Here
We're back.
we're what is it? We're lean
Lean
mean bean fighting machine. We're ready. We're ready for the new year. I don't know. It's been about a month to record an episode, man.
It has.
It's
We've had a lot going on.
It's been we've had charity, we've had me launching the channel, properly launching Joey's Game Room. You have been kind of doing a soft relaunch of your own channel.
Yeah.
Some of the fourth thing.
Do you say charity event?
That was the first thing I
Okay.
said. that was the big reason why we were.
Well, also just the holidays.
Oh yeah, the holidays. Fifth thing. This finger now. So fun fact. You want to know how I count my fingers? I go 1, 2. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Huh.
I've always done that. I go pointer finger, middle finger. I swap to having my thumb, my pointer, my middle. Then I swap to having all 4 of my fingers up but my thumb. And then I reopen my thumb for the 3rd time.
See, I just start with thumb and then I just go down the line.
See, I can't. I guess I can't. For some reason, for me, it's always felt weird pulling up these 2 fingers separately. Like, you see how, like, my pinky's, like, trying to go up with it?
Mm-hmm.
I can't, like... My motor skills will not let me have my pinky down and my ring finger up. Like,
I wonder if that's a synaptic connection thing, because when you're young and you have to physically learn like how to hold things.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like him.
Like that.
But everyone learns a bit differently, so whatever, like everyone's normal is different too. So like I bet when you were young and you were learning to count on your fingers, it was probably just easier to move your thumb because you did more stuff with it.
So I do 1. I do sometimes with my right hand. So on my right hand, I count differently. I do thumb, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That makes less sense, but it's fun.
But if you watch, whenever I'm counting on my fingers, I do like a little dance. And one day my mom finally pointed. She did not realize I've been doing this for like the longest time.
Really?
This is relatively recent. My mom was like, I was with her. It was this last holiday, and she was like, "Why are you counting like that?" I'm like what? Like she's like, "You're like," and I'm like, "I've always counted like that." And she's like, "Why don't you just go?" She's like, "Really, for me to do that, I'm pushing my pinky down right now. Like this hurts for me to do." Anyways, that's a terrible way to start your podcast. That was very visual. But I started talking about it. I'm like, I don't want to just cut myself off for the sake of it being a visual thing. I don't know. Cut that out. Who cares?
I think it's fine.
Just cut the whole episode at this point.
You're a little bit off center, so you don't want to get too far.
There.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but then you were like, okay, bye guys. I wanted to make, but yeah.
Yeah.
This is the chill Save State podcast.
Safe state after hours.
Yeah, but no, I have some very high hopes for this year.
But before that, you know what goes before 26?
25.
Yep. We should look back on the 25 for us.
We should.
2025. That was a year.
It certainly was.
It was a year for me. I went through a lot last year.
Mhm.
I went through a lot. Probably the year I've uploaded the least amount of content in like probably since like 2019.
Yeah, since the great booming, as we call it.
Since I had the big blow up in 2020 and 2021. But Pikmin Bloom started all that, which is so funny. I always forget Pikmin Bloom started that. We always go to Minecraft, but that was like March of the following year.
It really was Pikmin.
It was Pikmin Bloom. That's the week. Well, that it might not have been as popular as the other stuff, but that was popular enough, and that was like, oh, people do like watching my content.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for Pikmin Bloom, I probably would have deleted my channel. One day I'll tell that story. When I was going to delete my channel, like fully delete. Like
I don't think I even heard that
no,
story.
you haven't. And I haven't told it specifically. It's one of our podcast topics. I don't know if it could be a whole episode.
Oh yeah.
But like, I don't know. I could make it a whole episode if I planned it out a bit more. If I like added a bit more fluff in it. But I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, and it's not quite it's not technically the first anniversary of Save State, but it is almost the first, if not the first anniversary of the first recordings of Save
Yep,
State.
the first recording we did the first recording sometime in early January.
Yeah, it was like second week January.
Yeah, so we did the first 3 episodes were recorded about a year ago from now.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, God, that feels like a long time ago. 2025 felt like so many years for me. It felt like I cannot tell you like anything about 2024 because 2025 felt like 5 years in one.
You know what I just realized?
What's up?
If you go to the first episodes of Save State, you're wearing a blue shirt and I'm wearing a white sweater.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 'cause I was wearing my polo, my Sonic 3 polo.
And this is a different sweater.
You were wearing the white and black.
Yeah, but it's funny to see that
Yeah.
we're not that far off from a year later.
You know, and I was probably wearing a hat. You probably weren't wearing a hat.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're wearing a hat. I'm not wearing a hat.
Because I'm bald.
Not anymore. Wow. I actually haven't seen your hair today, so yeah, it's even fuller now.
Yeah.
Look at
It's coming back.
that. That's, you know, I have a thing on the podcast, like, I don't wear, because the only hats I have, it's literally on the floor here, are these, like, baseball
Wide brim
caps.
hats.
And the brim casts my face
If you did,
in
like-
a shadow.
Like,
You can't see my face.
if you did, like, a character from, 80s cartoon show and put it, like, on the actual back of your head,
Oh,
it could
yeah.
probably work. Like,
Oh, yeah, like, I think that's how you're supposed to wear these hats.
you could wear them both, because they are meant to block
yeah.
the sun from your eyes.
Like, well, that way it's going out further, but if you I always do it fully covers my hair,
yeah.
and as top of me having glasses, it blocks my eyes so much.
It makes you look like you're the shady guy who's got secrets.
Yeah, the king of the secrets.
Yes.
Kinger of the secrets. But
no, yeah, 2025, what a year. I think most people will agree with 2025, the
year.
the most year of all
The
time.
year. All right, so let's see. Let's actually talk about something, but outside of the number.
It's a nice number.
So we did, in terms of the podcast, we did 22 episodes, because it's episode 23. We did 22 full-length episodes. We did about 5 or 6 live streams, 3 half episodes. I know 3 of those are half episodes. I think 2, and then 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Or not non-episodes, just goofy live streams.
Yeah.
And 3 shorts. I have all that off the top of my head, and that's probably all correct. If it's not, tell me in the comments, and Thomas will look at it. Ooh, excuse me. But no, we did not as much content as I thought we were going to do, but also once we got going, pretty much once we started season 2, we went pretty much nonstop.
Yeah.
Like from episode 13 to I think episode like 18 was like we did it. I think every week we had an episode.
Yeah.
I think one week we uploaded on a Saturday, not Friday, but like even then we were like,
I think that was the week we did the live stream though.
no, we didn't. No, we did the live stream around Thanksgiving.
Oh.
You know,
That
week
makes sense.
we didn't have an episode that week.
Oh yeah, I
If
remember.
we
that,
were
yeah.
going, we were going to do a.
We were gonna do something.
We
but
knew
then
the
we
episode wouldn't
decided,
be out until the following week.
Mhm.
We were like, we could upload it. So typically, behind the scenes thing, if we can't get the episode out by Saturday or at the latest if we know the episode is going to come out on Monday or later, we'll just push it to Friday because at that point we're on the next week.
Yeah.
Now Saturday, and I think we've had one episode go out on a Sunday. I think
Maybe
only
like 1 or 2.
Yeah, but typically Friday or Saturday because that's what reasonable. We still don't have like a strict this is when we upload episodes kind of thing. It's just genuinely Friday. But no, we had a pretty good streak going. I was happy with that. We're gonna continue. We honestly, I guess I'm gonna say this. My goal for this year, if my math is correct, I'm gonna double check here. Is my math correct here?
It probably is.
22. Okay, I was going to say it's episode 75, but even if we did episode every week this year, we would be at episode 74. So I'm gonna say at the end of the year, we'll go with 64 episodes for the Nintendo 64. I want us to be at episode 64 by the end of the year, or further.
Maybe we will.
That's the hope. That's the hope. Pause. I need to go check the chat.
Anyways, how are you doing, Denmark? You having a good day? I hope you are. I wonder if you're editing this in DaVinci Resolve. In fact, if you are editing this episode in DaVinci Resolve, take a recording with your camera of you recording this from your phone and put it over as I'm speaking and sync it all up. You can do that. I know you can. I know you can. So, Kinger, I hear that you were a part of this, like, circus, and it was, like, amazing and digital or something? Well, yes, actually. I was really good at the Amazing Digital Circus.
You gotta go. Oh.
Oh!
Alright, so what was your favorite episode from the last year that we did?
Favorite episode from the last year?
All 22. You have 22 to pick from.
There was a lot. We're almost at the letters. There's 26 letters in the alphabet, so we're almost there.
Yeah.
So we can have a favorite episode from A to Z.
We can have a unknown Pokemon for each episode. Wait, no, we need 28 for that. We need wait till we get to 28, and then we can have an unknown for each episode. We'll assign an unknown to each episode.
Yeah, we can do that.
Now I'll post on the community tab like, look, look, Pokemon fans, we promise we like Pokemon.
I have like three choices for you, by the way, of favorite episode. Because like,
Okay.
I think just favorite overall episode in terms of encapsulating what this podcast is and what I want it to be, definitely got to be the Nintendo one where I forgot what we titled that. Something like Our Problem with Nintendo or something.
I think it was like the current state of Nintendo.
Something like that. I feel like that episode, like pretty much everything was on point for that. In terms of like, I look back at that one and being like, okay, this is the structure. This is what a thumbnail for an episode should look like. This is what audio should roughly sound like. That's the one thing. I think camera and audio might be a little interesting for that one, but still, it's like best we had for the moment. But I love that episode. I really like our second guest episode with Ken's. That one I felt like flowed really well.
I like the numbers on that episode.
I like the numbers too, but overall it was a
fun episode.
I was mad because the tech was giving us such a problem, and we eventually worked out how to do it. But I'm glad that it was worth it in the end because it was a great episode.
That was a great episode. Did really well. I remember I was going to make a post because we were like 97 views, and I was actually going to make a post being like, oh, like thank you for 100 views.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was, I don't remember, you went and made a post that when we went 97 views, like, oh, like, we're so glad to see this video did 97 views. It's done so well.
Did I do that?
You did. I didn't do it.
I don't remember that. I remember doing a thank you thing, but I don't think that was in relation to the episode.
It wasn't that post. It was a separate post.
Huh.
And I was just like, I was going to wait till we hit 100. It was a week after the episode
I honestly
came out.
probably assumed you didn't even look at the stats.
I look at the analytics of Safe State. I just don't look at anything else.
Not frequently.
I look at them fail. Whenever I go in studio, I normally pop in and know about once a studio. Yeah, I think now I swap between 3 different channels, so I'm just used to swap between channels and look at analytics now.
That's so fair.
I'm even on studio right now. Look at that. Look at that. I was in my mobile studio default to Safe State.
That's neat.
I will say.
But I love that one, but I think just overall like the most fun that we both had and like the best we felt was definitely Dreams. Dreams is the takeaway for 2020.
That's always episode whenever I recommend a podcast to people, I always tell people watch Dreams. That's I think like that really nails down our 2 personalities pretty well. Mm-hmm. It's a fun concept. It's something where people can engage with it in the comments.
Well, and my selection is interesting too, because that kind of encapsulates the whole idea of Save State. Is like you have the gaming side, you have the us side, but then you have the like guest side, I guess. Like the connections we want to build.
I know we want to do more guests.
Oh,
y'all have any suggestions for guests? Let us know. I would love.
We'll reach out to pretty much anyone.
So if anyone watching, let me know in the comments, and I you know, maybe I'll actually read the comments. Maybe. At very least Thomas could tell me. But so I've been looking. There's a few like indie like studios and for video games, web comics, and TV shows, or like pilots online that I've been following, and like they're fairly like in terms of like numbers, like smaller creators. When I'm not talking about like Casper Hotel, like Glitch, I'm talking about like lesser known ones. But I've liked the idea of maybe trying to get some of them on and doing a like we did with the other guest episodes, like an interview-esque style. Let me know if y'all be interested in that, us getting people that we don't necessarily know personally, but
Yeah.
getting on guests, shoot. There's I'm forgetting the name of it. Strawberry Vampire. I have it's a really one, go check out that pilot. That is a great pilot. But also I have actually have talked to I've messaged the creator before and talked to her a little bit because I thought it was a really good pilot, and she had like a very small following on Instagram, so I just shot a message on Instagram, and I don't know if she would come on the podcast, but if y'all would be interested in us doing something a bit more different like that,
I talk to anyone.
I'll try to get people in that. I know that, and I have a few indie game studios that I've been in talks with because I'll get like the occasional free key and stuff. Like I got that from Maya, Child of Ages, but I also got it for Chroma Gun, which the sequel for that is coming out, I believe, in March. So that was another one I'd be like, that would be fun, because Chroma Gun's a really fun game, especially I didn't get you to play because that's very Portal coded.
If we had a guest, like especially game developer, I would want to play some of their game. Maybe not beat it, but like play some.
I think you would really like Chroma Gun.
I probably would.
Since you like Portal, to me,
Portal is fun.
I always say it's Portal with colors.
Ooh, that actually does sound.
In some ways, I hate saying that because I don't want people like. Honestly, it stands on its own well, but like in terms of just trying to like sell people on it, it's like because I would say like, oh, it's a puzzle platform where you shoot a colored gun, and like that's a bit more obtuse.
And they're like, why does a puzzle have a platform? It's
Uh-huh.
you put the piece in the thing and then it works.
The Tetris block falls.
You put the long piece at the corner where everything is waiting, and then you get a Tetris.
No,
That's how you play Tetris.
I always had the hole be in the middle in Tetris.
Oh, I always do the sides. Just
Just
because it's easier to push
me,
something to the side.
That's true. For me, I feel there's more flexibility of being able to put my blocks when I have both sides. I can kind of organize. I've gotten to the point of Tetris now where I won't always. I'm fine with there being holes, if it means like I can look. I've gotten to the point of Tetris. I can look at the long game now. And I think it's why I did so well at Tetris Party, because like I feel like the first phase of getting good at Tetris, like doing really good, just getting all lined up. But I've noticed from watching people play really well, they are not afraid to leave holes.
Oh yeah,
like, that's very common.
Especially because the idea is once you get a line, the things fall in and then create another Tetris. So it's like if you can line that up perfectly, then
that's why like I know at Tetris Party, there's when we were doing it for the cherries event, there's sometimes I'd do like 3 items back to back to back, and they're like, "How are you doing?" I'm like, holes. You set it up. But the nice thing about the holes is you can always sort of block in to save yourself. But when you're just doing the big stack, if you don't get that long piece, you're screwed.
Yeah,
and that's
very true.
That's the thing. So,
what's your favorite episodes if you can't pick favorites? It's like picking your favorite children.
Let's see.
Although I definitely have favorite children.
I will say I don't remember much of what we actually talked about in this episode, but I remember walking away from the Pokemon episode and being really happy how they came out.
I did enjoy that one.
That was, in terms of the video itself, I really enjoyed that episode. I had a lot of fun recording it. I'm assuming the editing is good. I should really pay attention more than I do. I like the too many games one. Less the episode itself, because like, man, video and audio quality wise, that's so bad. It's not okay. It's fine. It's passable.
It's all right.
It's not bad. It's passable. Especially when it's being a hotel room.
For us, literally sitting on the beds in our hotel room at too many games, not at, but like, it was fun.
I will say, we'll probably do. Well, I don't want to guarantee this. More likely than not, if we have enough stuff to talk about, we'll probably do another Too Many Games episode for 2026 because we'll probably enough to talk about. I remember that episode. That episode's one of our longer episodes. It's an hour and a half, not counting the 2-hour episode.
Well, because that was on Sunday, right?
So we did. It was
Yeah.
well, we went to the fireworks store, and then we went right after, and then after, I think I passed out after that.
No, you
Every
you passed out every night. Anyway, not to retread on
that episode, but I
Go
passed
watch that
out
episode.
every night, and it was go watch
If you
it.
want to hear the story,
Go watch the Too Many
the
Games episode. That was a good one. But that one, it's definitely now like, okay, we have a lot more equipment that we can. I think we said we might record an episode. I don't think we ever said we were until we were there. I think the next time we go, even if we end up not recording anything in the hotel room, I'm gonna like I have like a nice tripod that we're now using. We have all this nice equipment now. Like, okay, we pretty much can pack it all up in like one small bag. Just put it all there. That, and we'll see what happens, but I think we're going to try to get a hotel room that has like at least like a couch. Next time we literally got a hotel room that was 2 beds. That's it.
Yeah.
Like it was it was for what we paid for. It was good. It was above my expectations. I'll say that much. But I'm definitely like, yeah, I wouldn't mind having like, especially if we have more people join us, even just for the sake of like for the podcast. I would like a bit of a nicer backdrop. But that was a fun one, especially just being on the beds. It was a fun vibe.
Yeah.
No, I remember. God, setting the cable for that was so annoying though. Because it was like, where do I put this? We didn't bring a stand.
Yeah.
I think I ended up putting like on. Did I put it on the TV? Because he had like a thick TV. I think I put it. I remember I slid the TV.
I think it was on the TV.
So I think I slid the TV over, put it on the TV. when we were watching Spanish Family Guy.
But anyways, watch the episode.
Watch the episode. Sorry, go watch the episode. But I feel like Too Many Games, Pokemon.
Pokemon was good.
I would say those two. I will, in terms of probably not to be too negative, but probably my least favorite episode. It was in the early stages, and I now know more what I want out of the podcasts. I don't want to do another episode like Our Hopes and Dreams for Nintendo Switch 2, where that got dated in like a week. Now, my immediate thought there was, okay, well, you did the Game Awards episode. The Game Awards one, I think, since it's a lot broader, it's the industry as a whole. It's similar to this episode where...
Well, and we managed to get it out before a decent time before the...
I believe that episode came on the day the Switch 2 came out.
Yeah, so it kind of
or maybe
was
like
already
the day
dated
before.
by
I
the
think,
time it came
yeah. Well, at least the Game Awards one, we got it out earlier. But also with that one, I feel like that's more fun to watch as like a time capsule of like go back and like I've gone back and when this upcoming Game Awards was coming up, I went back and watched some old just to see what people think of the Game Awards, in previous years and predictions. And it's funny how many predictions are in each year. No, but it's
The
funny.
funniest thing about that episode though is when we were like, what the heck is Claire Obscura? And we didn't say anything for any, like, I think you talked about it for a few seconds.
I knew about.
You knew what it was, but we didn't focus on it
I haven't
at
played
all.
it, no, but I knew about. I talked about it at the beginning. We didn't talk about it in every category.
No,
that episode was. I mean, we were. How long that ended up being an hour and 20 minutes. So that was a longer episode.
Yeah.
But I would say those. Like I just flipping through all the episodes we did last year. The Wankins, I think, were fun. My biggest issues with both of them is they just end up running really long.
They ran long, and they both had technical issues.
Yeah,
which I think is a message from the save state, the god of save states, to tell us to stop.
Yeah,
but we'll probably do more anyways.
But the thumbnails, I really. Honestly, it's neat. I'm looking at all thumbnails on the top of the playlist and then the bottom, and you can see like the top have a more consistent theme. And we're still trying to fully find exactly what we want for the thumbnails, but heck, just dropping the freaking my Joey 64 font helps because we use that in the first couple.
Yeah,
the Joey 64 style fonts, not in all of them, but in some of them, especially ones I made.
I've definitely talked about this before, but the funny thing about making thumbnails, because I do make the majority of the thumbnails for the save state, it really is just large words, interesting picture. And then sometimes you can do something funny. I love the thumbnail to the Game Awards ones where I put your face on Charlie Days.
I think that's why that thumbnail is why that episode is so well. That is a golden thumbnail.
It's a very good thumbnail, and I'm very happy with how it turned out.
I think the Ken's one is simple, but it's so effective.
Yeah, that one.
I remember
one I stole from
Impin' Skiz.
Yeah, I literally.
I remember after. But like they weren't the ones who did
No,
that. But
it's
I remember after you did that one, I'm like, you need to do more thumbnails like that because this especially as it seems to capture more people who watch podcasts because as it's the podcast style. If you look at most YouTube podcasts, that's the thumbnail style, or not exactly, but similar.
and I don't have the exact numbers, but I'm sure if I went and looked, I do notice that like anything with our faces or like a face typically does better than like not.
Yeah,
I think Mario is kind of the main exception for that, but that thumbnail is also another great one. That kind of looks like a game theory thumbnail if I had to give
I can see that. Yeah,
But something I did notice, and we've talked about this before, but I love to see this because it makes me feel better about if an episode didn't do great right out the bat. Like episodes that I remembered once, like the week after it came out, like we're sitting at like 16 or like less than 20 views. I've now looked back, and there are a few that are still under, but like the TTRPGs one that we did with AJ, that's at 32 views.
yeah, that's
Which
gone up.
that one was at like 13 for a while, I think.
That one like died almost immediately.
Yeah,
but it's steadily come up.
No, and it makes me happy to see that like they're kind of building up a bit more.
Yeah.
And
I will say that one for the few people who watched it, that does have some decent retention. That has better retention. I know that one, and I think the only video that way just did not do well, and I remember I didn't think it was going to do well, was the theater episode.
yeah,
I knew going into that one like this episode probably won't do well, but we didn't think the freaking
we didn't think Dreams would do that well.
we didn't think
or Road Trips.
I thought Dreams were going to. I didn't think Dreams was going to be in the teens. I thought it'd be like in the 20s. But yeah, I'm doing 50. I didn't think the freaking episode 12, the 2-hour episode, was going to do. That was our top episode for a while.
Oh yeah,
Cause that was to say we had the Lucas episode that was our top episode. Too Many Games, and then we had Future Safe State that did really good. Dreams that did really good. Problem of Nintendo. We had like 5 episodes back to back to back. That we were just riding off of, and that was such a hype, especially launching into season 2.
yeah.
Like even like the tabletop one, I knew that one was going to do, but I didn't think that was going to be a smash hit because it was a very broad, general discussion.
Yeah,
And like I feel like most people look for that kind of content. I'm looking for the more hardcore kind of stuff. I feel like it works better if we did another one that style. Is like if we did more of like a D&D stories.
yeah.
I think that would have worked better than just tabletop.
It's hard to package things too, because like
Yeah.
there are definitely episodes, especially some of the first ones, where I would like if I was releasing that same episode, not anything in like the content different, just like sitting down, figuring out title, thumbnail, that sort of thing. I would do things way different. And that is the interesting thing, because like you always hear people say this, but like the firsthand experience of like, yeah, you can make content as good as like honestly, to break it down, having good audio and to a lesser extent like good camera quality, that's more about retention than it is about video getting views. Views is more like thumbnail.
It's
and
the thumbnail can make or break it, and that's why like I always you're pretty much the main one who makes the thumbnails. I think I made like some of the early ones. That's about it. But
you do give input though.
I do have a lot of experience making thumbnails, and because of that, that's why I will critique yours a lot.
Yeah.
Even like I remember the Death of Let's Place one, I was like, make the text bigger. And even then, I still think the text needs to be bigger. I really liked your idea, so I do balance that of like idea. And like sometimes you want to serve the fan bases a bit more than that. But I remember originally you had a much smaller tombstone for that one, and I was like, the tombstone needs to pretty much be like at the top of the screen.
I think if I did that one over, I would just do multiple, like maybe like 3 or like a row of tombstones, and then like put their channel icon.
Well, see, my idea for, because sometimes I'll have an idea for the thumbnail. That's what I normally struggle with. You're good at like, even if you don't have a strong idea, you can still make a good thumbnail. If I don't have a strong idea for a thumbnail, I struggle. So like to give a bit of insight with so obviously I started Joey's Game Room. So actually that's probably gonna be the channel I'll probably start linking in under the description going forward. So I'm now moving my live stream content to Joey's Game Room instead of Joey64. That's gonna be more of like a whatever channel. I'm gonna just experiment. Game Room's my streaming channel now. If you want to hear more about that, I have made an update video. I'm not going to put it here. But on that channel, So every thumbnail, the style I've ended up going with, I insert myself in there. So if you look at there's like the Pokemon one where I'm like a Pokemon trainer. Kenna, I like threw like a robe over me and had a staff, etc. I pulled out my guitar for the No Straight Roads one. I probably just dented it doing that, but who cares? It's like a $10 guitar. Anyhow, and that's been a lot of fun. One, it makes it it's a personality. Because one, you see my face, it's my content because of that. It's the Mr. Beast thing.
Yeah.
That he kind of popularized of, put your face in the thumbnail, so that's like you're your own mascot. You have that. It's a unique style of me being in the thumbnail. But also insert myself in the game world. But that takes a lot of creative energy to make. So it's why a concession I gave myself is if I do multiple streams of the same game, I'm okay with using the thumbnail. And that's more kosher for live streaming.
Yeah.
But like for Pokemon, and this will probably ideally be out by the time this episode comes out, my next Pokemon stream, I'm actually doing a different thumbnail just because it's RPG, it's a longer game. Now I have a thumbnail I'm making that's going to have my full team on it. And that'll probably be the one I use for like the last 2 or 3 streams I wrap up that game. But
I gotta say those thumbnails are looking really good.
So much.
I'm very proud of just seeing how far you've come with like there are certain like not taboos but like for lack of a better term taboos that you kind of put on like especially stuff for like Joey 64. It's like always do it like this, always have this, never do anything like that. But I'm kind of seeing a bit more of a newer side of like not fearing to like lose like whatever by recreating it all the time. You're more okay with trying something different. And if it doesn't work, I mean, that's honestly been a lot of save state. I think doing a co-channel and us having different mindsets about how to create content and like the best like ideas for that and stuff has kind of it's pushed both of us to like make decisions based not only of just what we think but like what we both think would be best for the channel.
Like Joey's game room was mainly inspired from our work on Save State. A lot of the stuff that reasons why I ended up doing Joey's game room, I keep wanting to say Joey 64, but the main reason why I did game room was because of I saw we did with Save State. We got this new unique concept, and we have a hard focus on it. Because I remember that's when I remember at the beginning you wanted to start like experimenting like at like episode 4, and I was like, it might have been from I might have been a little paranoid from this like how far I pushed variety on Joey 64. Well, I was still kind of hesitant when we started trying different things, but it worked out well, and I'm glad we will put doing like some of the why we did the Stanley Parable, and hopefully we do some more gaming streams this year. That's the hope. But having that focus of like, okay, this is focus this channel.
This is our thing. Let's master that thing. Then we'll look into other things.
I'm doing the same thing on Game Room. It's Joey's Game Room. It is live streams. If it's not a live stream, there was a short that day, stream highlights, nothing else on the shorts. But the nice thing is I still have Joey 64, where if I want to go and explore some unique concepts, I have a bunch of concepts I'm working on right now for 64. From, I have stuff talk about the collection here in this room. I have some skit videos akin to what we did with the charity events I'm working on. I'm actually bringing back the idea of doing music covers. It's just going to be just unabashedly me. It's me, and that's where because that channel's always been me. Where Game Room is more of like the brand.
Yeah.
And you talk about that I've been a lot more free with the thumbnails. I still have a lot of hard things that I have for those thumbnails.
And you do.
So pretty much what I have those thumbnails, when I first make one, I put the green slashes, I put the game logo, I do the live. None of that, all those get locked before I even take the photo. The photo is where I let the creativity come through, but they have to fit in that frame. But outside of that, but because it's not me editing a bunch of photos around, I have this full canvas I get to play with of my room, pretty much. It's a lot more free, and I can have that structure, and the structure is more just a Control-C, Control-V. It's not, that is the thumbnail.
But to be fair, we do that with... That's kind of what I've been falling into with Save State, is I kind of have stuck with the white border.
I like it.
Save State, it's nice. It helps keep things, helps highlight what's in the square, rectangle, whatever. And then I always try to keep, there are certain things that stay the same, but the ideas that fill in the gaps are different. And just seeing the aspect of, you've put yourself in like your face in thumbnails before, but like
I normally do it for
dressing up,
reaction
yeah,
photos.
dressing up and like doing like extended editing on like you doing a pose with your Pokemon, like that's really cool, and it takes a lot more work.
Yep.
But
It doesn't take as much work as you would think. With
Oh, no.
the modern day tools, so I don't our friend John, who composed the intro for Save State, he thought I was using my green screen for those photos. I literally have just been cutting myself out. I take the photo pretty much in front of my TV on the other side of the camera here. I turn the camera 180 degrees. I use the same camera I use for this and everything else. I take the photo. Actually, what I do is I record about a 10-second MP4.
mm-hmm.
And then from there, I go frame by frame real quick, find what I want, take a screenshot, cut myself out. Sometimes I'll mess with the lighting a little bit, but pretty much I just throw it in and go from there. I still have some ways to go. Like, I know of like the Kenna Bridge of Spirits one. I kind of wish I messed with the lighting more on that one, because I turned off the main light and I only used my little pocket lights.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to look like I was in a cave. I didn't really get that vibe down as well as I wanted to, and I
Yeah.
didn't have enough time to retake it. And that's why I improvised. I just blurred the whole background.
Mm-hmm.
And it still kind of get that cave vibe, but you weren't focusing on the lighting of the cave. You're just focusing on me.
Yeah.
And it had that cave vibe naturally, just from, you could tell it's a cave background, but you couldn't tell, oh, the light, like when there was no blur there, it looked really off.
Mm-hmm.
But took that out. Now the Pokemon one, I think was why I really nailed that. I took my pocket lights, I put them on the ground, angled them. I mimicked the Zygarde that's in that photo,
Mm-hmm.
and that one looks like it looks like I green screened that. The other two, I feel like you could kind of convince that, like, oh, he didn't green screen it. That one looks like professionally done, and I am so happy that came out. But as I've done more of them, and I have some more that haven't came out yet, because that was my ultimate point of these thumbnails is, it's hard for me to make a thumbnail when I don't have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's why having to come up with a weekly, like, fully unique one on a weekly basis doesn't work for me with Save State. But on Joey's Game Room, I know what games I want to play coming up, so I've already taken the one for Dance Dance Revolution, Mario Mix. I probably won't be playing that game. I think I'm gonna save it for Mario month in May. So like, I probably will play it for a while, but I had the idea, I made it, and I might change it when the time comes to stream it.
But it exists.
Yeah, so I have about probably 8 thumbnails that have not come out yet, and they're not games I'm playing this week.
Mm-hmm.
But I know if I don't do it, when it comes time to make it, I won't have that idea. And that's what I struggle with thumbnails, where you could just do it. I'm not saying it's easy for you either, but I think for you, it's easier than for me to just sit down and crank it out.
I don't know what it is. I find a lot of my content is like that. Just like, not that whenever I take my time, it's bad, but I feel like the content that I literally just sit there, edit in one night or one day,
Yeah.
I end up being the happiest with. And because I think it's an energy thing. I think for me, the peak of my energy is when I'm doing something for like the first time, and like recording this episode. Like, say we had to pause this episode, but we were gonna come back in a week and finish it. It wouldn't be as good.
See, now I'm me, I can hop right back in. So whenever, pretty much any time we have to cut in the middle of an episode, like cut the recording as a whole, and we come back, normal, I think every time I'm the one who kicks us off.
Yeah.
There might have been like one time you kicked us off, but I think every time I'm the one who kicks us off, because mainly from back in my Let's Play days when I recorded stuff, or when I do, so I don't know how you record voiceover, but for me, I will do multiple takes in one file, and then and if I end up not liking how I said like one sentence, I will record that one sentence and splice it in, and I can mimic the inflection I had, and the goal is you don't notice it. So ideally, hopefully y'all haven't noticed when there's a abrupt edit, unless Denmark does like a funny edit around it, which like the fire alarm when that went off,
Yeah.
or the smoke
CO2
yeah,
detector.
the smoke detector, yes, CO2 detector. That went off that episode. That was also the end of the episode that we intentionally did as a bit, but it almost, nearly every episode, there's probably been at least one moment we had to like stop recording to check something or whatever, and we do this organic bleed back in. And I don't know, that's a real skill I've gotten just from doing voiceover and all that over the years.
Yeah.
But that's structure.
No, it's definitely interesting. I think 2025, for what it's worth, it definitely changed the way both of us thought about content in different ways, but it definitely kind of changed our opinions on things. It changed our skill set on certain things. Like, we've grown to be able to do certain things really well. And we've kind of, I think, maybe not so much me, but like we've kind of like changed a lot too, and just how we make content. I mean, and you were talking about earlier with, you thought you expected there would be more Safe State episodes at this point. But for me, it's always been, I think I'm much more of a quality over quantity kind of guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I think there were definitely moments where like we could have recorded 3 episodes in one day, like dozens of times when we've recorded stuff, but we've always kind of felt like
one episode at a time.
Yeah, it always ends up flowing the best. Like, I will say I'm still surprised to this day that road trips episode was the one out of the 3, other than the first one, that like really like took off, because like
I remember that I had a lot of energy that day,
and I did too. I think I had more energy because we were starting our new thing, but it was still like, that was the one I felt the worst.
I remember that final episode. That was when the final episode we recorded. Then I don't remember what I did, something before that to get myself like really hyped up. I remember because that was when originally we were going to swap who leads the conversation. The first like 5 episodes, if you pay attention, you could probably figure out who we decided was like, I guess, the host that episode.
And that still kind of exists. Like, there are topics to where sometimes I just know more about the topic, so I kind of guide it, and vice versa. Sometimes there's stuff that you do, but we tend to favor stuff that we can both
well, even like
put on.
I'm trying to think. I just this. Let me pull up Studio again. Because there's been episodes recently where, like, like the Ken's episode, I probably talked more than you did, just because
Ken's better than me.
Like
baseline.
Ken's for you is probably more like a associate of yours.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't think y'all have ever talked to each other one-on-one before. No. But like, not in like, but like me, like I talked to her, like I was helping her figure out stuff with her stream last night, and like settings and vice versa. Fun fact, she's also now on OBS.
Nice.
We've all jumped ship to OBS. That was funny. I was like, I'm on OBS too.
You're next, Denmark.
I think because Streamlabs gives him so many issues, more than it's ever given me. I have had to help him troubleshoot that so much. Anyhow, but stuff like that, or honestly, that's the only episode I can think within recent history where like maybe I led a bit more. But like, even I was going to blame on the problem with Nintendo, but that one, me and you were pretty 50. There was like, maybe in terms of just raw information I provided more, just because I'm a bit more in like the Nintendo sphere specifically. But you're like, if I'm like in the middle, if I'm like bullseye, you're like a 9 in the Nintendo sphere. You're right outside.
I stay pretty connected.
Yeah,
I'm subscribed to RG80.
Oh my god. Yes, the premier Nintendo news outlet,
of
RGT85.
He is.
No, I love RGT85, but like, I like in terms of Nintendo news, I'll go to Arlo before. Not that. I mean, that makes it sound like I don't like
Not
Arlo.
to diss Arlo.
I love Arlo. But like Arlo, GVG.
We're gonna start beef with the entirety of the Nintendo YouTube.
YouTubers. No,
everyone on that picture is gonna hate us.
Everyone who is the borderline forever, except for the completionists.
Yeah, we don't care about him.
Yeah, we won't stop beef with him. We'll get him on the podcast.
Have him on the podcast.
Right here. There he is.
Yep, that's the complete. It looks so funny on the picture. But
yeah, no, but that's pretty much what we're getting for the most part, we pretty much have a general flow. I don't know, we ever do the elusive game controllers episode.
I'm so mad that it was John, right? John, because he called us when we were joking about that, and I was like, I think I joked with him. I was like, "Hey, do you think an episode about game controllers would be interesting?" He was like, "Oh yeah, I think that could hold."
No, you said L button.
Oh yeah.
because I said, what if we do episode on the L button as a joke, and you're like, no, and then I was like, oh, what if we did? Then I was serious, like, oh, game controllers. Then we had our discussion about it for a while. Then he called you like, and he was like, L button would probably work, but he was genuine, but you told he's a little unsure. And then I maybe you said that, or I chipped in, and you were like, no, like, what about game controllers? That's when he was like, oh yeah. I will say game, just because like I'm not like, that's not something I personally want to talk about. That's probably going to end up becoming a Joey 64 video. Where I sit down here on the couch and I'll go through all my controllers.
It's going to be the same setup. It's just I'm not going to be here. And you're just going to be like,
it's going to be funny.
You're just going to be like passive aggressive the whole time. You're just going to like get your controller.
I love the GameCube.
Throw it against the wall where I'm at, and you're just like, there's usually someone there.
I hate the GameCube D-pad, Thomas. I hate it. Oh no, you know, be funny. I have you here for that recorded.
I'm just there. I'm not on camera.
No, you're just at the behind the seat. That'll like
the camera turns at once, and I'm just like,
we could. Honestly, I'm thinking of a video idea. Maybe like I would have to develop it more, but maybe less of me talking about video game controllers. But like, I don't know. There's an idea of like explaining video game controllers to you, but there has to be. I have to take that further than that. But I feel there's an idea there. You know, a video I think this could be a safe state episode. It's something I want to do. I think we talked about it. Actually, it's next week's episode. Which is video game adaptations. I'm excited. That's one I'm excited for. I really like that episode. It comes out next week. We recorded that before this one, but we swapped them because it made more sense. But that'll be next week. I'll probably call episode like 21 because I think that's what it was supposed to be originally.
Yeah.
This one will be 23. It will be 23. I will date it, so it has to be it. Anyhow, I think I'm bringing up in that one the idea for me doing either talking about I think I thought the idea to talk about like the IDW comics of both of us, but I also brought up the idea of like Joey explains Sonic lore to Thomas, or like you explain Pokemon lore to me, or
something lore.
Something. I think that would be a really fun one. I think it's a fun way to continue the tier list idea, but not the tier list ones were a fun idea. But I don't think we're going to do them again.
I think we get so off the like even in this episode, like it's a pretty simple thing just to look back, but we sat and talked about fingers for like 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes, but like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's like that's not like that's what the podcast is. I don't hate that.
I would say
But when we do a ranking video, then it's like it's brand new topic. Like, oh, let's talk about Toy Story, and then we have an hour discussion about Toy Story. And it's like, all right, on to the next movie or game, or
we're talking about stuff that we can honestly, we can make a whole podcast about like Sonic 2 on the Genesis.
Oh yeah.
And not, I don't think we would have to stretch for content.
No.
We could just do that.
We could do that.
Right now.
Yep.
But I will say, I feel like when we consistently record episodes week after week after week, I think you can tell which ones are the first ones we recorded after like a break in time.
Oh yeah.
Because like that's part of the reason why we have to get into that flow. I almost feel like we should have done talk for the first 10 minutes, cut it, start again. Because I feel like after we got into it, we've been pretty good about it. But it's just those 10 minutes like, oh, fingers, and you're just in the podcast
but
mood.
I'm like, that's a part of the that's a part.
But that's the part. No,
yeah.
I don't hate it, but it's more just think of like, oh, if that's something we ever want to work on.
Oh yeah.
Idea, but also
but I never want Safe State to feel like it gets too serious. Like it's like you said, you don't want it to be like a news podcast. You don't want it to be like a whatever. It's like it's just two friends sitting on a couch talking about video games and life. That's really what it is. Sometimes we have more friends.
I would like a studio though.
Yeah, studio would be nice.
I want a studio. I don't know where, but somewhere.
We need to write you in a theater style I want song, but it's just I want a studio. We should do that.
We should. We'll start uploading music. That'll be the one consistency between all the channels. There'll be music songs on all of the channels.
Music songs on all the channels.
There'll be song covers. That's not music songs. There'll be song covers. But I guess that's real wrapping up this little look back. So going into 2026, what is one topic that you want to do at some point in 2026 that's like, man, like, I want to do this?
The problem with us is we come up with ideas like while we're just out and about hanging, and then we'll forget, And then when it's like, all right, time to think of episodes, I can't remember any of like the great episode
We'll write
ideas.
down a lot of them, but we're not in the mood to do like we've had God, I can't think of anyone's on the list off the top of my head, but we have ones on the list that we want to do, but we're just not in the mood to do them. And
Or
we
just it's not the right time.
and over the year we have done a couple. Like Dreams was one we had from like that was from the original list.
Yeah, that was the OG.
And that
list.
was just we were just in the mood to do Dreams that day. Well, it's because I had that dream like the night before. We were going, and I was like, we had something else we were originally going to do. That I forgot what we were going to do. Which I think we ended up still doing it later. We were going to do something else that week.
I'm gonna do a gaming episode one.
We were going to do a gaming one, and then I was like, no, we have to do Dreams because I am feeling Dreams right now. And you're like, okay. I'm like, I have like a really good concept. I forgot the dream I had that night before, because then later on I thought about the my trilogy, my award-winning trilogy.
Oh, isn't it a dual?
No, it's a trilogy.
Oh, it is a trilogy. Okay.
I recently had a dream where I for a bit I thought it was the fourth installment,
The fourth installment.
and then it wasn't. But it started out like it was
The director yelled cut, and you're like, oh man.
it was a thing where again a lot of my dreams I'm not like conscious enough to where like I can like interact in them, not lucid dreaming, but like I know like I'm not just
You don't know you're in a dream, but
I can move around.
Yeah.
I feel like I know a lot of dreams I have. Some dreams I have, it's like I'm watching it on a TV screen. I'm watching a TV show. It's really immersive. But I remember I went up. I had enough thought where I was like, "Who am I?" And I went up to the mirror, and that was me. So I was like, "Okay." I won't get into that dream. So that was that's a dream I did write down. If we ever do a dreams part 2, which I could at some point, I'm sure we will.
In terms of topic, though,
Yeah.
I'd love to talk about something more nostalgic. Maybe not a whole episode about nostalgic stuff, but just like something that is like purely like golden childhood sort of thing that we can both add to, because
Scott, you know what I thought of? I was like, oh, we could do a cartoons we grew up with, and then I remember we did that already.
we'll talk about the nostalgic.
That was my fourth thought, but I was going to say like generally like, oh, we should talk about our cartoons we grew up with, and then I immediately looked down. I'm like, we did
I
that.
still don't think that's a bad episode. I think there are worse episodes.
That we've no. What do you think's the worst episode we've
The
made?
one where the camera is wrong.
Okay, in terms of the actual commentary,
I really wasn't a big fan of that. I mean, I feel
what
like
episode was that?
I don't even remember. That's why I'm like, if I don't even remember what we talked about, I feel like it wasn't that great of an episode.
Yeah, I think it was our favorite video games are old.
I think
episode.
that might have been what it was. I mean,
What even was that? What was that?
that was you.
No, I know that, but like,
I don't. Hey man.
but we both liked the
I
idea.
think it was more just like we typically like games.
I think that was
older.
us talking. No, that was us talking about games we grew up with. I think, and then
Yeah.
this was when because I did the thumbnail and the
You
title.
did do the.
I think I did our favorite video because I think by near the end we were realizing like, holy crap, these are a lot of old games. But we were talking about like weeks. I remember I was talking about I Spy Challenge.
Yeah, we did talk about
Like
I Spy.
Ultimate I Spy
Ultimate
Challenge.
I Spy. No, I mean,
Look, is that the one
this
with the
episode has no topic. I mean, that's the butt of the joke for worst episode.
I hate that episode.
I do too, but
Also, it is that episode that told you came up.
the old one.
Yeah. Also, I was looking at that episode, and I'm so glad that we don't film with the freaking. I'm glad I was eventually like, screw it, we're gonna go on the couch because I hated being in the two chairs. But I didn't like the idea of us being on the couch because I had the bloody Joey 64 logo there.
And then we did it.
And I was, well, yeah, because we did it for the Lucas episode because it made sense. And then I was like, this just looks so much better. Let's
Did
just
Mark
do
put a
it.
screenshot of that episode on?
It's any screenshot from episode 5.
Well, they all make the same. They. You
Well,
can
that's
see
my
what's
point.
wrong
Just
with
any
it.
episode.
Yeah.
Sorry, episode 6. But yeah, no, we were, yeah. This episode has no topic. That I think that is our by one view. The only episode, the Theodore episode has one more view than that, but this one has 16 views. I did not.
I was not a big fan.
How many? That has 4 watch time hours, so probably.
I mean, a few people watched it.
So, looking at how the graph's broken down, it looks like 2 people watched it all the way when it came out, and then two people watched most of it, or a myriad of multiple people
That
watched
wasn't
at the same
supposed to
time.
be, and well, that's the thing too, because I feel like if we did an episode that had no topic, I feel like it wouldn't be that bad. I don't want to, but like I feel like we could do it. That was not intended to be a no episode topic. I feel like we had a topic and then we just kind of lost.
No,
the
that
plot.
was peak. Joey was being a butt about every topic era.
Mhm.
From like episode, honestly, probably from like the favorite cartoons growing up episode to probably the Lucas episode. Because I remember I was really anal about how I wanted that set it up.
Yeah.
I was really, and I looking back, I was like, why was I so for that range of episodes? I remember, because I remember this were all the episodes I always walked away, and I was like, you like how you think? I'm like, it was okay. And like I look back on some of those episodes now, and I'm like, those are actually some fun episodes.
Mhm.
But like I remember in the moment, I remember like
Very formative episodes.
each episode, I was just like, I could not. I was just such a stick in the mud, especially with topics. I remember that was the era where I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And you're like, I'm like, no. I'm like, maybe in the. I'm like, yeah, that's what we.
I didn't take it personally.
No, I know
I
you
still don't. But it was definitely a lot of like I would like think of a really great topic, and there was one car ride in particular where I had a few of them, and I was like really excited. You're just like,
well, they're okay. Yeah.
and I was just like, I got
The funny thing is, I remember the one I did like. You were like, Channel Fan's a good idea. I don't remember what the idea was now, but I remember there was one. I was like, that's cool.
I know there was one that I wanted to do. It was some sort of challenge with like.
Yeah.
It had to do with AI, and it was like getting you or someone to like guess which was AI. Or
I
not.
remember, but I remember for that one, I'm like, I feel like that would have been a good video on your channel.
Yes.
So like, I don't feel like that would be good for that, because that was the other that one you really liked, and I remember I kept saying I like that idea. I just don't think it'd be good for a podcast.
I think it'd be fine as a podcast.
Well,
I still think
I
it would
think
be
game
okay.
controls would be great for a podcast.
And
but
you're welcome to think that. But game controllers, I just have nothing to say about.
there's so many L buttons we could talk. That alone's a podcast. Oh man, the L button. You know what that joke originates from, right?
I'm gonna say Scott the Woz, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
Because there's I forget which, it's a one in joke of you know when he did the ballad, that was his most requested episode,
Yeah.
because he did there's been 2 or 3 times where he's like
He's joked about the L button.
The L-
in
well, there's
episodes
one-
before.
there was one of his early episodes, he's like, what am I going to do, talk about the L button? It's like 40 minutes later, it's like, well, I talked about the L button, and he's like if I ever have a really good idea, he's like, I do want to do the L button episode, he's like, but I know it has to be at least 40 minutes, I just don't know how to fill it for 40 minutes.
If Scott the Wise can't fill a 40-minute video that you can edit around about the L button, how are we gonna carry an hour and 15 conversation about it?
I think we could about game control. L button could be at least 20 minutes. I'm just saying. And then the R button, 2 minutes.
But I mean, yeah, that's how it goes. As much as we've learned a lot in this former year that is no more.
Yeah.
But we're still us, and we're still learning.
Yeah,
We're
I think
still
the biggest thing I've learned is just go with it.
Yeah.
When something's ready, do that. Like it's why we switch from like we'll come up with episode topics like typically the day or two before.
Mm-hmm.
It just flows better that because we're more excited about it than just being like, oh, let's plan it. Like we do have some. We'll play like Game Awards we planned. We have something specific planned for episode 25 that will honestly we've wanted to do sooner. Like I think at one point you suggested do for episode like the start of season 2. We talked about doing for episode 20, but I'm just like, let's save it for the milestone. Because I love my milestones.
Mm-hmm.
You get blame Archie Sonic for that one. But no, yeah, we have a lot of fun stuff. I think I like a big thing for me. I want to do more guest episodes. I really want to do more guest episodes. I want to do more guest episodes. I forgot my other thing I wanted to say, so I guess I just want to do more guest episodes. I had another point, I forgot.
I want to do more guest episodes, more live streams, more stuff that is not strictly podcast related, more shorts,
Definitely more shorts.
more I don't know, more stuff that's just you and me. Like I would love to just sit and just come up with a crazy idea for a video and like record it, like maybe all in one day.
I think we should we should try to do like of like some goofy podcast ideas of like, so I can't fully remember what it was that they did. Actually, no, there's a recent one that they did. So when Infant Skizzy for a recent one, they did a podcast. It was a they were cooking, but it was themed around the podcast, and it was a podcast episode. But it was really cool the way they did it, where it was still podcast styled,
Yeah.
but they were cooking. And I'm not saying like fully rip that off, but the idea of like,
I still need to break you on making content that's not just podcasts.
yeah,
I think it could happen.
I think it,
And I
think
respect your hesitancy.
I think that's the way we like slowly introduce
Yeah.
that, and then we fully break through it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know, like we do a podcast in Walmart. I'm not like that's like,
I do want to do the car podcast. I think that would be awesome.
That like car podcast.
We should do the car cast.
Yeah, car cast. Yeah.
Car.
Honestly, just trying to do more. I think even something similar to doing more varied locations. Like
Just different stuff. Like just different new
like
ideas.
honestly, if we end up doing an episode with Lucas again, for a second I forgot we did one with him. If we do another episode with Lucas, we could all right. Spoilers here. We do not go to a beach house for the charity events. It is Lucas's house, which I think we've accidentally said it. I know it's a joke.
We've
We
said
said it on, but we
Lucas, where is this thing? It's your house. Like I know I've said that phrase
yeah,
before.
but it's. I will say I think we've only said it like 3 times in the last event. It's we're pretty.
we just don't. We don't usually have those conversations
Yeah,
in front of the
but
camera.
Yeah, but anyhow, but we set on camera for whatever. But like that's the set we used for the last 2 charity events now. But that would work also really well for a podcast. This same vibe.
We could set up there.
But like I like to do more stuff like that. I'm using his as an example of like what y'all could think about seeing. But,
Yeah.
But yeah,
The movie theater podcast.
I have.
We should go see a
I
movie
think
at
this
like
would be-
12 and just no one in the theater.
Legit, I think it would be so funny to rent out like a movie theater or something, or like a Chuck E. Cheese, and we do a podcast at the Chuck
In
E.
the Chuck-
Cheese.
There's not even we can't have the animatronics in the background anymore.
Yeah,
though.
but they have a dance floor now. That's interactive.
For the dance floor that we're not going to be on while we're talking.
If we went out to Chuck E. Cheese, yeah, we can.
No, but if we're sitting and doing a podcast.
No. So my idea for this, if we did a podcast at Chuck E. Cheese, we would get like probably like John and like
getting a
Luke.
bunch of film.
No, we would have like a little film crew as we walk around. And like, no,
I mean, maybe.
like a mix. Imagine a vlog and a podcast combined.
Yeah, pretty much.
But like we'll go to like freaking Whack-A-Mole and we'll talk about Whack-A-Mole for 5 minutes.
We have to get new lav mics if we do that. That's the only way that audio will
Oh,
work.
I just imagine we just get our mic on and Luke just holds the mic
This
on.
mic is too sensitive for that because this mic would pick up everything.
That's true.
At least with like those mics, we could put them like right up against our mouths and like turn the gain all the way down.
Yeah.
But
Hey, with too many games, you didn't even have to do too many games already.
that wasn't too bad. But that
You can tell it was edited, but for that being all within the device,
Yeah.
that was impressive. The fact
was
that you
pretty
could
good.
hear me without any subtitles, I wish I would have filmed more just so I could make a pop-up vlog about it, because I didn't end up releasing that footage. But no,
Yeah.
it didn't go out. But
we're not done yet.
no, yeah, we're gonna, like I said,
We wanna make more
64.
stuff.
We're gonna hit, so we want to do at least 40 episodes this year.
Yep.
So 64 or 42 episodes this year. Maybe we'll add 10 more and do one every week. But we've already missed the first week, so maybe not. Missed the first 2 weeks actually.
What are you gonna do?
42. We'll do 2 episodes a week this year. No, but 42 episodes this year. That's a promise. I won't read the comments this year, but we will do 42 episodes.
If we don't make the prom, we're just gonna go. We're like at the end of the year, we're at like episode like 32, and you're just gonna change that to like 42 and just be like, yeah, sorry guys. If you're watching this in the future, all the other episodes just had to be taken down. But we totally did though.
Oh man, but all right. Well, I guess let's wrap it up.
Yeah. Well, you looked at him. Why did you look at him?
I'm looking at you.
No, well, you looked at him.
I have one eye over here and one eye on you.
Anyways, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
We can't wait to look towards the future for future episodes. And yeah, you guys know the drill.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
No, we're always committed to making this podcast better. We've done a lot this episode. Actually, I'm gonna say this in this episode. We didn't talk about it because you didn't know it was a thing. There should be a new intro for this episode, and there should be one going forward. I'm saying that because if I don't put it in there, I'm gonna get yelled at by Denmark to finish it, and I'll be mad because I won't finish it. But I will finish it. It'll happen. So. Yeah,
Is that what we're doing after this?
Yeah, probably. So yeah, we are committed to making this podcast even better. If you guys have any ideas to let us know how to do that, please tell us. If you have any ideas that you want to see for topics, for episodes, let us know. And yeah, just anything that you want to tell us, feel free to. But don't get too personal. We're not your doctors. Anyways, thank you all for being here, and we will see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone. Peace.